everyone, Storm Warren here. Today we'll be taking a look into my first winter 2019-2020 forecast. Now, I'm going to let you guys know, disclaimer, this is probably going to change over time for the next few months until winter because of model changes and stuff like that. So yeah, we're going to look into the list. We'll be going over this video. You can tell by the tabs on the top of the screen. This is going to be a very long video, but this is what I'm going to do. For people that do not care about models and stuff like that, we'll do my forecast first. Here, this is number 1. And number 2, we'll look into some models. It's not going to be in this exact order, but I definitely know we're going to do my forecast first. Number 3, the NAO may be in effect. It could change a lot with the weather this winter. We'll also be taking a look into the ENSO / the water temperatures. We'll also be answering guys' questions. Is it going to be a La Nina or neutral phase this year? We'll be going all over. This is my video. So there's my introduction. Let's go ahead and get started with my forecast, starting off with the temperatures. As you can see here, keep in mind for new viewers here, I do not have many colors in the highlighter. That's why this is kind of blank. As you can see here, I'm very limited on colors on highlighter. But you can see the arrows here where they're pointing at. For below average is in these areas, and here in the white, in this between the slightly below average and way below average territory. But let's go over it. We'll start off with the west. We got slightly above average temperatures for most of the west here. I'll tell you all the reasoning at the end. In the next couple parts of this video. We also do have above average temperatures in the Rockies there. We go ahead and move to the east. We've got this teal color, which that is slightly below average temperatures there. Like I said, in between this teal and dark purple, that's below average. And this purple here is way below average. We're talking about probably the polar vortex may stick around there for a while because this could be a pretty active jet stream by look at what the models are trying to show there. Let's move on to the precipitation forecast. A little bit better of a mess, but again, very limited on the color, highlighters, I should say. So we'll start off with the west again. We got slightly below average precipitation for parts of the Rockies and even the desert southwest there. We started to move into the Central Plains. We got slightly above average precipitation there. Again, where there's no color in here in this dark green, in here in the dark outline, that's where we can see above average precipitation. In that blue there, that's where we see way above average precipitation, again with the jet stream path. We also want to notice that there is slightly below average precipitation up the north where you're probably not going to be that active, but we'll see about that. Oh yeah, keep in mind, if you're not in any colors, that's equal chances. That's what EC stands for. But you can also call it averaged. EC means either average or it could be a little mess. It could be slightly below average or it could be slightly above average. There, that's basically what it means. For example, like Washington, California, parts of Texas there, or even Illinois there. That's pretty good examples there. Let's move on to my snowfall forecast. That's if you got cooler than average temperatures, adding on to slightly above average precipitation or more. This is where you kind of come up with a snowfall forecast here. As you can see here, we'll note there is way above average snowfall from parts of Kentucky, Tennessee. Starts to move up to the northeast into parts of the interior northeast there. Again, with the jet stream path or the low pressure track, we got slightly above average snowfall for parts of the plains, and that curves up into the northeast. We got slightly below average snowfall for around the Great Lakes region, and even parts of the west. Where there's no color in here, that's equal chances. You may be able to get to see slightly above average snowfall or slightly below average snowfall. But again, all this stuff will change. But here we go. Here's the overall forecast here. So I want you guys to kind of take a look at this map, pinpoint your location there. You can see we got parts of the East Coast in indigo. That is number 6. This black area here is number 2. The dark green, I should say, is number 1. 3 in the purple. 4 in this teal blue. We got 2 areas of 5s. Got one up in the north. We got one in Texas there. It's light green at 5. And most of the west in yellow, and then the number 7. If I go back here, back into intro, we're going to scoot up here. Here's your key. Now, we'll start off with the dark green. That's parts of the southeast there. It's going to be cool and wet. We can have some severe weather down there. That is possible. Cannot rule that out. We can have a couple of cool shots there as well. In the black, that's where we could probably see the best of the winter. It's going to be cold and snowy. We can have a few snowstorms or maybe even blizzards. We can even see some cold shots there as well. In the purple, which is parts of the Great Lakes, up in the northern plains, upper Midwest, it's probably going to be very cold, where the polar vortex could potentially stick around there. We can potentially have below average snowfall. That is a possibility. We cannot rule that out there. But some areas could see some average snowfall. Kind of really depends where the clippers are going to be going. That's why I added in a few clippers in here. That could be possible in there. But the Great Lakes region, the snow is going to be more averaged there. It could also be slightly below average. We're just going to have to see about that. We're also going to keep in mind there is going to be Arctic blast. That's probably going to be more than likely going to happen there. The light blue, let me go back here. I kind of forgot where that is. Oh yeah, that's in the plains. Average temperatures basically, and we can have a couple clippers. That is possible, at least more on the east side there. Just some average temperatures. Now, then in light green, that is an average winter there. Which again, that was parts of the Northwest, even parts of Texas. Y'all probably see an average winter. The indigo, that is reach of 6. That is going along the East Coast. We can see a few nor'easters. I cannot rule that out there. Yellow, which is reach of 7. It's going to be warm and dry, and we can see below average mountain snow. Again, with the jet stream pattern, what's looking to be. So yeah, that's all for my forecast. If y'all don't care about the models, you could click off the video right now. And we're going to go ahead and move on to some models. But first, we're probably going to take a look to the water temperatures here. So yeah, what we got going on here, the area you need to focus on is in this region right here. And this thing, we're counting right now, this is a neutral phase. La Nina is trying to take over, but we can also note that we got a lot of warm waters in here, and even in here. There's a cold pocket there, which it kind of tells me there's probably some cold air here in blue, probably somewhere in this area, ready to shot out this way. Now this is September 5th at 12Z. That was earlier this afternoon. So that's kind of where that cold air pocket's been sticking around there. This is kind of a Greenland block type of thing, where we got high pressure here, large high pressure in here. where we see these warm waters coming together, and with this cold blob right there, that kind of tells me that's kind of where most of the cold air has been, and it's kind of waiting to go down south, and that's what the pattern change is looking to be later this week here. But we've got to focus on this region. That's also what we call the NAO up there as well. That's also what we got to keep an eye on for. So let's look into the ENSO here. We still got a final El Nino advisory. I think that's going to go away. But right now, neutral conditions are present. And you can see, if I'm correct, what is this? The Climate Prediction Center. Alright. As you can see, they're giving a 50 to 55% chance that it will most likely continue for the Northern Hemisphere winter in 2019-2020. What does that mean for us? Well, here's an example. This is kind of averaged out. We have, let me go and put my pen out. We got this cold air pocket here. We got the polar jet stream kind of going in like that. We can also note that there is wetter than normal conditions in here, which enhances pretty above average snowfall for parts of the Ohio Valley, some areas in the Smoky Mountains, and even parts of the Northeast. We got a Pacific jet stream. That's why I cannot really rule out with below average precipitation for the Northwest. So they all may have a chance of not getting a dry winter. Here, we got a warm blob here in the southeast there. But also, we're looking for a potential negative NAO, which I'll show you guys in a moment. But if neutral does not really happen, if it really becomes La Nina, here's an example of what La Nina could look like. It's usually a little bit better for a lot of people. You can see there's colder than the normal conditions. Up here, we got high pressure that'll be going on in here. We got wetter than normal conditions for the Northwest. Drier and warmer conditions for parts of the South and Southeast. We also got wetter than normal conditions. Now, combining all this together, by the looks of it, your best chance for snowfall looks to be parts of the Midwest, the Northern Plains, and even parts of the Ohio Valley. Not much for the Northeast, that much there, if a La Nina does occur there. So let's go back to the ENSO here. Right now, the warmest spot at this point, which is Nino 4, which is here in this yellow box there. You can tell here the temperature trend is going down. Same for Nino 3.4. It's going down. Nino 3, it's starting to go down a little bit, and Nino 1+2 is going down. But overall, it is a La Nina at this point. Scroll down, they have a lot of stuff in here. But here's under the surface here. This was back in August 26th. You can see here we got some cold pockets in here. That's parts of Nino 3, 1+2, and I think Nino 2. Is that what they call it? I might be wrong, but we do have some couple warm pockets there as well. Another thing is the wind, which keeps it down. The water temperature stay down. Right now, what it looks to be, there is a little bit of wind. So right now, the cold air and the warm air is fighting quite a bit since there's not that much wind on that. Let's see here. Here's some history here. As you can tell here, over the last winter, we've been in an El Nino there, which it brings in the West to have, I think it was slightly below average temperatures and slightly above average rainfall, which is good news for them. But this winter is not looking that much. Usually they want to keep it as an El Nino rather than La Nina, you can see the temperature trends going down as well. But here's one of the forecasts here. As you can see here, winter 2019-2020 is right here. You can see it's just about above the 50% bar. We're going to see about that. You can see La Nina is pretty low. El Nino is a little bit higher there. Here's with all the models here. You can see we're starting to get a couple in the El Nino, but we're starting to see more and more models going into neutral phase. So the chances for a La Nina is going down at this point. You can see with this ball here is keeping it neutral phase as well. And I think that should be it, unless we got this one right here. This is for fall, for the most part. This is September, October, and November. We don't really care much about that. Alright, let's go and start looking into models here. I'm going to try to make this very quick. What we got going on here, there's a couple of things to notice here. Now, this is all averaged out for the whole winter. As you can see here, there's this warm blob across the entire United States. Typically, this model has a warm bias, so we're not going to be buying warm temperatures throughout the entire United States. But what I want to focus on is we do have some warmth near Greenland. We also got good amount of warmth up here near Alaska. What's this going to do here is going to push some of this cold air in something like that in parts of the north. They may be able to get some cooler than average temperatures there. Let's go to the Kansas model here, showing something fairly similar, but a little bit more intense. We got very strong high pressure there. Now, this is what you call a Greenland block right here. And this has also caused some of the negative NAO here type of situation here. You can see the cold air sticks around for a good chunk of the east here overall. We do have some warmth up in the northwest. We do have some slightly below average temperatures there, but I don't think I'm not going to be buying for that. I think it could be a little bit warmer than normal here. Not by much, but just a little warmer than normal. This is what the Jamstack is suggesting here. Here's winter. This is sea surface temperatures. As you can see here, again, showing something fairly similar here. We got kind of like a Greenland block going on here. You can see very warm waters around Greenland there. We do have some high pressure going on here, and we got a little bit of high pressure going on in here across the Atlantic. What's going to happen here is this cold air is going to be pushed into parts of central and eastern United States. We can also see here in the ENSO region, it's a little bit warmer, but count that as for more of a neutral. That's what I was looking for. Now we're going to exit out of that. We'll start looking to precipitation anomaly. Now this is what I do disagree with, but I kind of get the idea. So basically what we got going on here is we do have below average precipitation for most of the United States. We can also note there is slightly above average precipitation for parts of the central and southern plains there. If we look into other models here, this is what the Kansas model is predicting for precipitation, but again, I don't think I'm going to be buying this. They do have the same idea, but I think it's because the polar vortex or the trough could be a little bit strong, that it could be drier than normal, and the wetter normal could be very far south. That's what I'm seeing here. But there's also drier than normal out west there, and basically equal chances or average for parts of the central plains and the northern plains as well. But again, I'm not going to buy that much. Sorry, I gotta exit out of these every time like that. Here's precipitation. Now, I do agree with the CFS here. We do have, it does indicate some slightly above average precipitation for parts of like Kentucky, Tennessee. It goes up into the northeast. We do not really see much of any slightly below average precipitation. We can note there is some in parts of New Mexico and Texas, and even parts of the southeast. That kind of indicates that the trough could be a little up to the north there. Well, we can also note there is slightly above average precipitation for parts of California and the Rocky Mountains there. So they do have some hope for that one. And I forgot to show you guys the surface air temperatures from the Jamstack. You can tell here it does show that trough in the parts of the east there. So that's basically my reasoning here. So I think the NAO could be something big this winter. I mean, they all do indicate warmer than average temperatures up around Greenland and Canada and even Alaska, which indicates that a polar vortex can stick around in parts of central and eastern United States, or maybe even the Great Lakes region for a while. And some areas in parts of the southeast or maybe even the northeast could get a lot of snow from this. That's basically my idea here. And it does have a pretty good idea. I may be going a little over the top with the bridging out west. I may back that off on the next one. Thankfully for precipitation, I think everybody's got this very similar idea like I do. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. Hopefully you enjoyed this winter 2019-2020 forecast. If y'all do like this video, hit that like button. If you really want to see more updates on this, I know I'm going to get a lot of new viewers on this. If you really do like weather content, I do a lot of different weather stuff. I sometimes do train videos, but I don't really do that much anymore. You can hit the subscribe button. You can hit that bell notification you never miss upload. If y'all got guys any questions or comments, you can put it in the comment section down below. I can answer your guys' questions or anything like that. I'll see you guys in the next update or video.